In the vast expanse of space, far beyond Earth's solar system, a grand meeting was taking place. The Galactic Council, made up of the oldest and most powerful alien races in the known universe, had gathered to discuss a pressing matter. Their eyes were fixed on a small blue planet in a remote corner of the galaxy, Earth. "Humans are primitive," sneered Zaxtor, the leader of the Vraxian Empire. His scaly skin shimmered under the bright lights of the council chamber. "They have barely left their own planet. They pose no threat to us." Murmurs of agreement echoed through the room. The council members, each from a different alien race, nodded their bulbous heads or waved their tentacles in approval. Ilara, the wise representative of the luminary, raised a glowing hand. "But we have observed their rapid technological progress. Should we not be cautious?" Her words were met with laughter. "Cautious? Of those hairless apes," chuckled Krug, the brutish Torgan general. "They still fight among themselves over petty resources. They are divided and weak." The council leader, Grand Arbiter Xylox, called for order. His 4 eyes blinked slowly as he considered the situation. "The reports are clear," he said in a deep, rumbling voice. "Earth is rich in rare minerals and biological diversity. Our empires need these resources to continue our expansion." "Then let us take what we need," growled Krug, pounding his fist on the table. "A quick invasion, and Earth will be ours." The council chamber erupted in excited chatter. The idea of easy conquest appealed to many. They had subjugated other worlds before, and Earth seemed like an easy target. Ilara tried once more to urge caution. "We should study them further. Humans have shown remarkable adaptability." "Enough." Xylox's voice boomed, silencing the room. "We have made our decision. Earth will be invaded, its resources harvested for the good of the Galactic Council." As the meeting concluded, plans were set in motion. Invasion fleets were assembled, drawing ships and troops from various alien empires. They believed it would be a simple operation. Swoop in, overwhelm Earth's primitive defenses, and claim the planet as their own. In the following weeks, a massive armada gathered at the edge of Earth's solar system. Thousands of ships, ranging from nimble fighters to enormous dreadnoughts, waited for the signal to attack. The aliens were confident, almost lazy in their preparations. Many saw this as an easy mission, a chance for glory without much risk. Aboard the flagship, General Krug surveyed the fleet with pride. "Look at our might," he boasted to his officers. "Earth will fall within days, perhaps even hours." Little did they know, their overconfidence would be their downfall. On Earth, things were not as they seemed. Deep underground, in secret bunkers and hidden facilities, humanity had been preparing. They had known about the existence of alien life for decades, keeping it secret from the public to avoid panic. Earth's governments and militaries had worked together in secret, developing technologies reverse-engineered from crashed alien ships and intercepted transmissions. As the alien fleet approached, Earth's leaders gathered in a secure command center. General Sarah Chen, head of Earth's unified defense forces, addressed the room. "The moment we've prepared for has arrived," she said, her voice steady despite the weight of responsibility. "For years, we've hidden our true capabilities. Now it's time to show the galaxy what humanity can do." President Okafor nodded grimly. "Activate the planetary shield," he ordered, "and may God help us all." Outside, life continued as normal. People went to work. Children played in parks, unaware of the danger lurking above. But in secret bases around the world, soldiers prepared for battle, advanced fighters were fueled up, and weapon systems, unlike anything the public had seen before, were brought online. As the alien fleet entered the solar system, they were puzzled by the lack of activity. "Where are their orbital defenses?" one alien commander asked. "Surely they must have detected us by now." They were about to find out just how wrong they were about Earth and its inhabitants. Humanity was ready, waiting to unleash a surprise that would shock the Galactic Council to its core. The stage was set for a conflict that would change the fate of Earth and the entire galaxy. The Galactic Council's mistake was about to become painfully clear. As the alien fleet entered Earth's orbit, they were met with an eerie silence. No radio chatter, no primitive satellites to shoot down, nothing. General Krug stood on the bridge of his flagship, his thick brows furrowed in confusion. "Something's not right," he growled. "Where are their defenses?" Suddenly, alarms blared across the alien ships. The empty space around Earth shimmered, and a massive energy shield flickered into existence. The invaders' jaws dropped in shock. "Impossible," Krug roared. "They shouldn't have this technology." Before the aliens could react, the shield pulsed. A wave of energy washed over the fleet, disabling their primary systems. Ships drifted helplessly, their weapons and engines dead. On Earth, in the secret command center, General Sarah Chen allowed herself a small smile. "Phase 1 complete," she announced. "Initiate Phase 2. Around the world, hidden hangar doors slid open. Sleek fighters, far more advanced than anything seen publicly, rocketed into the sky. They were piloted by Earth's best, men and women who had trained in secret for years for this very moment. In orbit, the alien fleet was in chaos. As they struggled to reboot their systems, the Earth fighters swarmed them. Lasers and plasma bolts lit up the space around the planet. "This can't be happening," an alien commander cried as his ship exploded. Krug watched in horror as Earth's forces tore through his fleet. "Rally to me," he ordered. "Form a defensive line." But it was too late. The surprise was total, and the aliens were in disarray. From the moon, massive cannons emerged from hidden bases. They fired salvos of energy beams, cutting through the largest alien ships like paper. Back in the Galactic Council chamber, the aliens watched the battle unfold through their long-range sensors. Panic spread through the room. "How is this possible?" Zaxtor shrieked. "They were supposed to be primitives." Hilara, the luminary representative, shook her head sadly. "I warned you not to underestimate them." On Earth, cheers erupted in the command center as reports of victory poured in. President Okafor turned to General Chen. "It's time," he said. "Show them what else we can do." Chen nodded and pressed a button on her console. In orbit, hundreds of sleek, black ships decloaked. They had been there all along, invisible to the alien sensors. "This is Admiral Patel of the Earth Defense Fleet," a voice boomed across all frequencies. "Your invasion has failed. Surrender or be destroyed." The remaining alien ships, outgunned and overwhelmed, had no choice. One by one, they powered down their weapons. General Krug, his ship crippled and burning, stared at the viewscreen in disbelief. Earth ships surrounded him, their weapons primed. With a heavy heart, he gave the order. "We surrender." As the Earth forces secured the alien fleet, humanity celebrated. In cities around the world, people poured into the streets, hugging strangers and cheering. The secret was out, but the fear of alien invasion was replaced by pride in their planet's defenders. In the command center, General Chen addressed her team. "Great work, everyone. But this is just the beginning. We've surprised them, but the Galactic Council won't take this lying down. We need to prepare for their response." President Okafor nodded gravely. "Agreed. It's time to take the fight to them. Earth will no longer hide in the shadows." As news of the failed invasion spread across the galaxy, other alien races watched with interest. Many had been oppressed by the Council for centuries. Now they saw hope in this unexpected new player on the galactic stage. On distant planets, resistance movements whispered excitedly about Earth. Could these humans be allies in their fight for freedom? As the sun set on this historic day, Earth stood tall, no longer a secret player, but a force to be reckoned with. The Galactic Council had made a grave mistake, and now they would face the consequences of underestimating humanity. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter that night, as if heralding the dawn of a new era in galactic history. 2 weeks after Earth's surprising defense, tension filled the air. The Galactic Council, reeling from their failed invasion, had regrouped. They weren't about to let humans off easy. Near Mars, a massive alien fleet gathered. It was 3 times larger than the first invasion force. Ships from every corner of the galaxy joined together, determined to crush Earth once and for all. On the bridge of his new flagship, General Krug paced back and forth. His pride was hurt, but his resolve was stronger than ever. "This time," he growled, "we'll show those humans what real power looks like." Back on Earth, military leaders huddled in the war room. Holographic displays showed the enemy fleet's position. General Chen pointed to Mars. "They'll attack from here," she said. "It's our best chance to stop them before they reach Earth." President Okafor nodded. "Very well. Deploy the fleet, and may luck be on our side." Earth's ships, hidden in the asteroid belt, powered up their engines. Leading them was the EDS Horizon, Earth's most advanced battleship. Captain Yuki Tanaka stood on its bridge, her face set with determination. "All ships, report in," she ordered. One by one, the fleet captains confirmed they were ready. As Earth's fleet moved into position, the aliens launched their attack. Thousands of ships surged forward, their weapons blazing. The space around Mars lit up with explosions and laser fire. At first, it seemed like the humans were outnumbered and outgunned. Alien ships pressed forward, pushing Earth's defenders back. General Krug laughed as he watched. "See, they're no match for us." But Captain Tanaka had a plan. As the alien fleet advanced, they didn't notice small, pod-like objects floating among the debris of battle. Suddenly, these pods sprang to life. They were mines packed with advanced AI and powerful explosives. The mines swarmed the alien ships, detonating in massive chain reactions. Entire squadrons of enemy fighters vanished in balls of fire. Krug's laughter turned to a roar of anger. "It's a trap." With the alien formation in chaos, Earth's fleet counterattacked. They used the Martian moons as cover, popping out to fire devastating volleys before ducking back to safety. On Earth, people watched the battle on their screens, holding their breath. This fight would decide their planet's fate. The battle raged for hours. Both sides took heavy losses. The space around Mars was filled with wreckage and floating debris. But slowly, surely, the tide began to turn. Earth's ships, more maneuverable than the bulky alien craft, darted in and out of the battlefield. They used Mars' low gravity to pull off impossible moves, confusing the enemy pilots. Captain Tanaka saw an opening. "All ships, focus fire on the enemy flagship," she commanded. The EDS Horizon led the charge, its main cannon charging up. General Krug saw them coming. "No," he shouted. "All ships, protect the flagship." But it was too late. The Horizon fired, its beam cutting through space. It struck Krug's ship dead center. The alien flagship erupted in a massive explosion, taking out nearby ships in its destruction. With their leader gone, the alien fleet fell into disarray. Some ships tried to flee, while others fought on desperately. But the battle was already decided. As the last enemy ships retreated or surrendered, cheers erupted throughout Earth's fleet. Captain Tanaka allowed herself a small smile. "We did it," she said quietly. The news spread quickly across Earth and the galaxy. Humanity had won its first major space battle against the Galactic Council. It was a turning point in the war. In the council chambers, the alien leaders were shocked into silence. Ilara, the luminary representative, spoke up. "Perhaps," she said softly, "it's time we reconsidered our approach to Earth." But the other leaders weren't ready to give up. Their pride was hurt, and they thirsted for revenge. This battle was over, but the war was far from finished. As Earth celebrated its victory, General Chen and President Okafor knew the real challenges were just beginning. They had proven humanity's strength, but now they needed to prove their wisdom. The galaxy was watching, and Earth's next moves would shape the future of interstellar relations for centuries to come. The victory at Mars changed everything. Earth was no longer on the defensive. Now, it was time to take the fight to the enemy. In shipyards around the planet, a massive effort was underway. "We need more ships," General Chen told the world's leaders. "And we need them fast." President Okafor nodded. "Then we'll build them. Every nation, every shipyard, working together." And so began one of the biggest projects in human history. Cruise ships were turned into carriers. Cargo vessels became battleships. Even old space stations were retrofitted with engines and weapons. In orbit, the work never stopped. Thousands of people, working in spacesuits, transformed Earth's civilian fleet into a war machine. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective. Captain Tanaka watched from the bridge of the EDS horizon. "It's amazing what humans can do when we work together," she said to her crew. As Earth prepared, the Galactic Council was in chaos. They had never faced an enemy like this before. Some wanted to sue for peace. Others demanded total war. In a secret meeting, a group of alien leaders made a decision. "If we can't beat them," one said, "we'll starve them." Soon, alien raiders began attacking Earth's supply lines. They hit ships bringing resources from the asteroid belt and Mars colonies. Their goal was to cut off Earth's access to vital materials. But they underestimated human ingenuity once again. Dr. Aisha Patel, Earth's top scientist, had a breakthrough. "We can use the aliens' own technology against them," she explained to the military leaders. "They're faster than light drives, leave a trace. We can track them." With this new technology, Earth's ships began ambushing the alien raiders. The hunters became the hunted. On a distant space station, Alien Commander Zexlar received an urgent message. Another supply ship had been destroyed. He slammed his tentacle on the console in frustration. How are they always one step ahead? Back on Earth, the first of the new warships was ready. The EDS Vengeance, built from an old oil tanker, was a sight to behold. It was ugly, with welded armor plates and mismatched parts, but it was strong. Captain Miguel Rodriguez stood proudly on its bridge. "She may not look pretty," he told his crew, "but she's got it where it counts." The Vengeance led a fleet of similarly converted ships out of Earth's orbit. Their mission, to take the fight to the enemy. Using the new tracking technology, Earth's fleet jumped from system to system, striking alien outposts and supply depots. They appeared out of nowhere, caused havoc, and disappeared before the enemy could respond. In the Galactic Council chambers, reports of attacks flooded in from all over the galaxy. "Impossible," one leader shouted. "How can they be everywhere at once?" Ilara, the voice of reason, spoke up again. "We underestimated them from the start. Perhaps it's time to negotiate." But the Council was too proud. They refused to admit defeat. Meanwhile, Earth's guerrilla tactics were working. The alien war effort was being disrupted. Supply lines were in tatters. Some smaller alien nations, impressed by Earth's victories, began to switch sides. On the bridge of the Vengeance, Captain Rodriguez received a message from a former enemy ship. "We wish to defect," the alien captain said. "We've seen your strength and your mercy. We want to join you." This scene repeated across the galaxy. Earth's fleet grew, not just with human ships, but with alien allies too. General Chen smiled as she read the reports. "We're not just winning battles," she told President Okafor. "We're winning hearts and minds." But the war was far from over. The core worlds of the Galactic Council were still strong. They were preparing a massive counterattack. As Earth's fleets pushed further into enemy territory, the biggest challenges lay ahead. The element of surprise was gone. Now it would come down to strategy, bravery, and the unbreakable human spirit. In the depths of space, Captain Tanaka's words echoed. "The stars themselves will remember this war. And they'll remember that humanity fought not just for survival, but for freedom for all." The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with angry voices. Alien leaders from across the galaxy argued fiercely. The war with Earth wasn't going as planned, and tempers were flaring. "We must crush them completely," roared Zaxtor, his scales flashing with rage. "Send every ship we have." But not everyone agreed. Ilara, the wise luminary, stood up. Her gentle glow filled the room. "Haven't we lost enough already?" she asked. "Perhaps it's time to talk peace." The room erupted in shouts. Some supported Ilara, others called her a traitor. Grand Arbiter Xylox banged his gavel, calling for order. "We cannot ignore the facts," Xylox said, his 4 eyes blinking rapidly. "Earth has proven to be a formidable enemy. We must consider all options." As the council argued, a surprise visitor arrived. It was Ambassador Chen, from Earth. She walked into the chamber, head held high. Gasps and whispers filled the room. How did a human get here? The council's location was supposed to be secret. Ambassador Chen spoke clearly. "I come with an offer of peace," she said. "Earth doesn't want this war. We only want our place in the galaxy." Her words had an impact. Some council members nodded in agreement. Others looked thoughtful. But Zaxtor wasn't having it. "Lies," he shouted. "This is a trick. Guards, seize her." But the guards didn't move. They looked to Xylox for orders. The Grand Arbiter raised his hand. "We will hear the human out," he said. "This is a place of diplomacy, after all." For hours, Ambassador Chen spoke with the council. She told them of Earth's history, its struggles, and its dreams. She showed them that humans weren't so different from other races. "We can work together," she said. "Imagine what we could achieve in peace instead of war." Her words touched many hearts. Even some who had supported the war began to reconsider. But others, like Zaxtor, remained unmoved. As the meeting went on, news arrived from the front lines. More alien worlds had joined Earth's side. The war was turning against the Council. Panic spread through the chamber. Some leaders started blaming each other for the war's failures. Old rivalries and grudges resurfaced. Xylox struggled to keep order. The once unified Galactic Council was falling apart before his eyes. In a quiet corner, Ilara spoke with Ambassador Chen. "You've given us much to think about," she said. "But I fear not everyone is ready to listen." Chen nodded sadly. "Change is never easy," she replied. "But it's necessary for growth." As the debate raged on, the council split into 2 clear factions. One side, led by Ilara, wanted peace talks with Earth. The other, under Zaxtor, demanded total war. Xylox found himself caught in the middle. He knew the next decision would shape the future of the galaxy. Meanwhile, on Earth, President Okafor received updates on the council meeting. He turned to General Chen. "Prepare for both peace and war," he said. "We must be ready for anything." Back in the council chamber, tensions reached a breaking point. Zaxtor, furious at the talk of peace, made a bold move. "Those who want war, follow me," he shouted. "We'll crush Earth ourselves." Several council members stood up to join him. They stormed out of the chamber, heading for their ships. The remaining council members looked to Xylox. The Grand Arbiter sighed heavily. "It seems," he said, "that the Galactic Council is no more." Ambassador Chen watched the chaos with a mix of hope and worry. Earth had split the council, but at what cost? The war wasn't over. In fact, it might have just become more dangerous. As Ilara and the peace-seeking aliens approached Chen, a new chapter in galactic history was beginning. The old order was crumbling. What would take its place? Only one thing was certain. The next moves by Earth and its new allies would determine the fate of countless worlds. The greatest challenge was yet to come. The galaxy held its breath. 2 massive fleets faced each other near the planet Xylox Prime, the jewel of the Galactic Council's empire. On one side, Earth led a coalition of friendly aliens. On the other, Zaxtor commanded the remaining Council loyalists. Captain Yuki Tanaka stood on the bridge of the EDS Horizon, Earth's flagship. She looked at the sea of stars, each one representing a ship ready for battle. "All ships report ready, Captain," her first officer said. Tanaka nodded. This is it, she thought. Everything we fought for comes down to this moment. On the other side, Zaxtor paced angrily on his command ship. Those human pests think they can change the order of the galaxy, he hissed. We'll show them the true might of the Council. As both fleets prepared for battle, a small ship appeared between them. It was Ilara, the luminary peacemaker, making one last attempt to avoid bloodshed. Her voice echoed across all communication channels. Please, there's still time to stop this. We can find a peaceful solution. For a moment, silence filled space. Then Zaxtor's angry voice boomed out. The only solution is the destruction of Earth and its allies. Attack. With that order, the final battle began. Thousands of ships clashed in a dazzling display of laser fire and explosions. The space around Silox Prime turned into a chaotic battlefield. Earth's fleet, though outnumbered, fought with incredible skill. Tanaka's voice rang out. Remember your training. Work together. Human pilots flew in perfect formation with their alien allies. Ships that were once enemies now protected each other fiercely. On Earth, people watched the battle through live feeds. In every city, crowds gathered, holding their breath. President Okafor and General Chen monitored the fight from the war room. Our people are fighting bravely, Chen said, her voice filled with pride. Okafor nodded. Let's hope it's enough. Back in space, the battle raged on. Both sides took heavy losses. The wreckage of destroyed ships floated eerily in the void. Zaxtor, seeing the fight wasn't going his way, grew desperate. Prepare the planet killer, he ordered. A massive weapon, capable of destroying entire worlds, began to power up on his flagship. Tanaka saw the danger. All ships focus fire on Zaxtor's weapon. We can't let it activate. Earth's fleet surged forward, taking heavy fire as they tried to reach the planet killer. Ship after ship exploded, but still they pressed on. In a daring move, Captain Miguel Rodriguez of the EDS Vengeance flew his ship directly at Zaxtor's flagship. For Earth, he shouted, ramming into the alien vessel. The collision caused massive damage to both ships. The planet killer's power core became unstable, starting a chain reaction. Tanaka saw her chance. All ships, fall back. It's going to blow. As Earth's fleet retreated, Zaxtor's flagship exploded in a blinding flash. The shockwave ripped through his fleet, disabling many ships. Seeing their leader destroyed, the remaining council ships began to surrender. The battle was over. Earth had won. Cheers erupted across the galaxy. On countless worlds, people celebrated the end of the Council's tyranny. Earth had not just saved itself, but had liberated many oppressed races. On the Horizon's bridge, Tanaka allowed herself a small smile. Send a message to Earth, she said. Tell them it's over. We've won. In the war room, Okafor and Chen hugged in joy. Their gamble had paid off. Earth was safe, and the galaxy was changed forever. As the dust settled, Ilara's ship approached the horizon. Captain Tanaka, she said, her voice full of respect. The galaxy owes you and Earth a great debt. What happens now is up to you. Tanaka looked out at the stars, now full of new possibilities. Now, she said, we build a better future, together. As news of the victory spread, the people of Earth looked to the skies with new eyes. They were no longer alone in the universe. They had faced the greatest threat in their history and emerged victorious. The war was over, but humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning. 1 year after the Great Battle, representatives from hundreds of alien races gathered on Earth. The United Nations building in New York City had been expanded to host this historic galactic assembly. President Okafor stood at the podium, facing an audience unlike any seen before on Earth. Tentacled aliens sat next to furry creatures, while floating orbs of energy hovered nearby. It was a sight that would have seemed impossible just a few years ago. Welcome, friends from across the stars, Okafor began. Today, we begin a new chapter in galactic history. The chamber buzzed with excitement. Earth, once thought to be a backwater planet, was now at the center of a new galactic order. In the front row, Captain Tanaka and General Chen sat proudly. Their military uniforms were now decorated with medals from a dozen alien worlds. Next to them, Ambassador Chen smiled, remembering her tense visit to the old Galactic Council. Okafor continued, "The old council ruled through fear and force. We propose something different. A galactic alliance where all voices are heard and all races are equal." As he spoke, holographic displays showed the proposed structure of the new alliance. It was designed to be fair, with no single race having too much power. Ilara, the luminary peacemaker, floated up to speak next. "Earth has shown us a new way," she said, her gentle glow filling the room. "They fought not just for themselves, but for the freedom of all." Many aliens nodded in agreement. Earth's victory had liberated their worlds from the Council's harsh rule. But not everyone was happy. In the back of the room, a group of former Council loyalists grumbled. "This will never work," one whispered. "The strong should rule the weak." Their words didn't go unnoticed. Captain Rodriguez, hero of the final battle, turned to face them. "We're all stronger together," he said firmly. "That's what we fought for." As the assembly continued, important decisions were made. Earth was chosen as the headquarters for the new Galactic Alliance, but other key positions were spread across many worlds. Dr. Aisha Patel, Earth's brilliant scientist, presented plans for sharing technology across the Alliance. "By working together," she explained, "we can solve problems that have puzzled us for centuries." The aliens were amazed by human creativity. Many offered their own unique knowledge in return. It was the beginning of a golden age of science and discovery. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Cultural misunderstandings sometimes led to tense moments. When a Zorkian diplomat accidentally insulted an arachnid queen, it almost caused a new war. Quick thinking by Ambassador Chen saved the day. "Remember," she said, calming both sides, "our differences are our strength. We must learn from each other." As the days passed, the new galactic community began to take shape. Trade routes were established between worlds that had never communicated before. Students from Earth signed up for exchanges to alien universities, eager to learn new sciences. In orbit, a massive space station was under construction. It would serve as a neutral meeting ground for all races, a symbol of unity among the stars. Back on Earth, life had changed dramatically. Alien tourists wandered the streets of major cities, trying human foods and watching in awe as street performers demonstrated magic tricks. In schools, children now learned about alien cultures alongside human history. The night sky was no longer a mystery, but filled with potential new friends and adventures. As the assembly came to a close, President Okafor made one final speech. "We've taken the first steps into a larger universe," he said. "There will be challenges ahead, but I know that together we can overcome anything." The chamber erupted in applause and alien equivalents of cheering. It was a new dawn for Earth and the galaxy. That night, as the aliens and humans celebrated together, Captain Tanaka stood on a balcony looking at the stars. "We did it," she thought, remembering the hard-fought battles. "We've given our children a universe of possibilities." As fireworks lit up the sky, the people of Earth looked to the future with hope and excitement. The galaxy was no longer a threat, but a promise of incredible things to come.